Romain Grosjean back to his pit stall. That seemed awfully early after a great weekend for you guys. What's your take on that contact?
Well, I got hit on the braking, so I haven't seen the footage, but I got hit really, really badly at the back, and then the car spun. I mean, it's who's going to pay for the damage? You know, we come here with no points on the line. We do nothing wrong, and the car is completely smashed. Yeah. What is that?
Is this the type of racing we're going to see all day, Romain?
I don't know, but it's not what I signed IndyCar for.
He is clearly very upset, and he asked me who hit him, and he said, I think it was Dixon. I said, I think it was indeed the 9 car, Scott Dixon. He told me, quote, that's completely uncalled for. Chaos, and Scott Dixon, you were at the center of it. What was your take on how that race started?
Yeah, it was, you know, there was a lot going on, that's for sure. I think initially Herder and I got into it, and then Grosjean went to the left, so I thought he was going all the way to the left, which was going to open up the middle, and then kind of all of a sudden he started to fade back to the right, and then everybody stopped so early, a lot earlier than I thought we were going to, especially with the massive headwind that we got going on. But obviously, you know, don't want to collect anybody and apologize to anybody that was collected in that incident, but yeah, it was all going on in a short space of time, and you know, sometimes that happens, unfortunately.
Just like a 6-time champ, Scott Dixon owning up to how it started in Heat 1. Let's chat with that winner, Felix Rosenqvist. Hey, I know there was no money on the line, no points on the line, but what sort of confidence boost does this give this team?
It's an awesome start. It was, man, it felt like a long race. I was dragging quite bad in the end. Lost my rears a bit, and Scott, I think I was a bit quicker in the beginning, and then he had really good pace in the end and a bit more push to pass. But it was fairly under control. But yeah, super pleased with my team, My Shank Racing. This is a great start for us.
Your mind immediately, I'm sure, goes to what that final race will be like. What did you learn in the heat that you can apply later?
I mean, it was a bit of a tricky one. It started off really dusty, but it cleaned up fairly quick. I'd say 2-3 laps. So you kind of learn at a track on the fly, which has been the case here all week. But yeah, the long race is going to be a challenge for sure with 20 laps on those tires. So yeah, maybe I'm not sure how many adjustments we can make, but I think I'm going to try to do something. So.
And remember, Felix is new to Meyer Shank Racing, so this is a huge win for this race.
One is Graham Rahal. We heard about the throttle issues. That can't be fun.
Yeah, it just stuck throttle. I felt it on lap 3. It was like Barber a few years ago for me, and it progressively got to the point where I was having to clutch it every single brake zone to not go sailing off the end of the straight. So it's just too dangerous, unfortunately. Once you lose 2 laps in this deal for Code 3 Associates and everybody, it's a bummer because it's really just, you're in it for the money, right? Unfortunately.
We've got people with fresher Firestones. What do you expect to happen here in 10 laps?
Yeah, this could get interesting. I know the first was kind of a procession, but the reality is that, you know, everybody from me on back was saving huge. So now you've got the mix of guys on a little bit different. Guys up front pushing a little harder than the rest, but everybody's got full fuel. You're going to have more bottoming again. You're going to have more issues. And we know the fall off from a 10 or 12 minute cool off here could be massive. So, you know, the heat cycle of these tires, when they get warm, they cool down, they get warm again, it creates a lot more issues. And like I just said, it's all for the money. I mean, and so the reality is, well, you don't want to go collect a bunch of crash damage. You really got nothing to lose here. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens. I wish I was in the race, but I'm pretty excited to see what happens here.
Thanks, Graham. It's time to go, guys.
Boy, Alex, even as good as you guys were all weekend long, did you expect almost a 6-second victory when you're racing for $500,000?
No, honestly, the car was amazing. The 10 crew and all the Chip Ganassi Racing guys did an amazing job. So, yeah, super proud. All weekend's been amazing. I was a bit surprised how the competitors treated the first 10 laps, saving tires. I was like, all right, that's our game. I like it. So, yeah, super proud of the 10 car and everybody at Chip Ganassi Racing.
You're going to get this question a lot today. What are you going to do with $500,000?
I need to buy a lot of diapers and pajamas, so probably I'll do that and probably do some small party with the boys.
There you go. The new dad going to go buy some diapers with $500,000. That'll buy a couple diapers, I think, Kevin.
Colton Herta might have been the star of the show along with Alex Palou, going from near the back in the heat just to make it. And then you made what we talked about all weekend true. You saved the Firestones in the first half. Was that a hard decision at all to do that and not race?
I mean, inside the car, it sucked. I'm sure for people watching, they wanted to see 12 cars going at it. But you got that in the last half, and I think our strategy worked. We were talking about it like on pure pace, maybe we can move up like 6 spots at most if we get a little lucky and cars have some problems. But if we save the tires, might be able to get a little bit more. So that's what we went for, and obviously the tire advantage is pretty big, so we were able to pick off everybody on the way up there.
Did you approach those overtake opportunities any differently in a non-points cash race than you would have otherwise?
Yeah, I didn't care. Yeah, it's feast or famine, and I was hungry. So the game returned to 8 today, and P4 is not too bad from when we started, I guess theoretically like 25th or 26th at the start of it. But no, it was cool. And, with Marcus there, he gave me plenty of racing room, and it was a really fair fight. So I appreciate that from his side of things. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well done. Felix Rosenqvist continues the momentum starting a season in a new situation with Meyer-Shank Racing. What did you think of the weekend and your racing?
It was an awesome weekend. We rolled out good here. We kept cool. We kind of did our own thing. I think we ended up maximizing what we had. We won the heat race, which was cool, but we had a lot of tire dags, so we needed a bit of a different strategy going into the main race. I couldn't really follow Alex and Scott, but yeah, overall super pleased for the team. Meyer-Shank Racing, AutoNation, Sirius XM, and Honda just turned it on when it needed, and got some cash in the pocket.
You pick up cash, and what do you learn for road courses moving forward?
I mean, this was a huge learning experience for us. Just being out there for 3 days, doing a lot of laps, trying different stuff, learning the car. It was such a huge thing for us. You can see it as a really long test for us, and we need that because we're still pretty green on the stand together, and we're still, getting to know each other. But this is a huge statement for us.
Podium for Felix Rosenqvist. It was a good day for Chip Ganassi Racing beyond just Alex Palou. If this were a regular points race, this would be Marcus Armstrong's best finish. We're still going to count it. It's still an IndyCar weekend. You come home 5th. How'd you get it done?
Yeah, P5. I'm actually kind of disappointed by P5 because we were on the start of the pre-final, or the first part of the final. I had a missed shift and couldn't shift to second gear, so I lost a couple of places, a place or so. And that sort of put us on the back foot for the last race. But yeah, I mean, credit to the team, the number 11 Ridgeline Honda group. We've been quick all week, trying to translate that into a good quality result, which we did, and we can take that momentum to Long Beach now.
Looks like it's 350 grand there for the second place, so you're buying dinner. 350? Really? I thought it was 250. No, 350. Yeah, I'll buy you guys a beer, all right?
And I just saw your engineer, Ben Bretzman, over here, Scott. He's ready to collect on that beer. It's an extra $100K you weren't aware of.
Yeah, I better put some money up at the bar tonight. But, no, look, XPL Chevy was fantastic. Just didn't quite have enough for Alex. Congrats to him and his team. We were just, once you get that clear air, it was good. I thought maybe that first restart would be okay. Just to have a bit of a play around and see if we can get him, but ultimately just settled into my pace to make sure that we brought home at least a good spot. But yeah, I was pumped with my first restart. My first restart was a lot of fun. I got from 4th to 2nd, and that really set up our race.
Well done. Fun weekend. Scott McLaughlin comes home 2nd. Lee.
All 3 cars into the top 12 there. That's a solid effort for him. Again, not a points race.